Say Shara, Africa, say it louder. Say Shara. Salam alaikum, assalamu alaikum, salam alaikum, assalamu alaikum, salam alaikum, assalamu alaikum, salam alaikum, assalamu alaikum. We fall, only freedom. Salam alaikum, assalamu alaikum, salam alaikum, assalamu alaikum, salam alaikum, assalamu alaikum, salam alaikum, assalamu alaikum. African woman, you wanna be free. The most simple one in the world.
Getting hot today.
So many lying down on the street. What about them with their get yourself the most free time. I preach about freedom. Preach about freedom. Listen and be a man. The music we are doing is not a music for fun. We are preaching, hear it loud and clear. Hey, night and day, no sleeping it up. Better preach, let the people hear. Better preach, let the blind feel. The sound of freedom and love. 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 Salam alaikum, salam alaikum, Libya, salam alaikum, Niger, salam alaikum, Nigeria, salam alaikum, Niger, salam alaikum, Sudan, salam alaikum, Sudan, salam alaikum, South Africa.
Salam alaikum, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever you tune in today. This is Concerned Citizen of South Sudan. It's live. It is April 2nd, 2024. Today we'll be mixing in English and Arabic, whatever, language that actually taking over. But I will balance. I will make sure that I'm balancing with English and Arabic today. I welcome all our viewers all around the world. Please go ahead and share our live broadcast here on Facebook, on YouTube. Okay, share it everywhere. Just send it to a friend. Send it to a friend, or send it on email, send it on WhatsApp, send it on the groups. This is the least that you can do, to promote this the discussion, because we want our people to be able, to know what we are addressing today. So I welcome all of you all around the world. One more time, as you can see our topic here below the screen. محور النقاش بتاعنا اليوم: how can you conduct an election without civic and political space? And I bet you know what I'm talking about. كيف قيام الانتخابات من غير ما يكون في civic ومساحة سياسية للناس المتنافسين في الانتخابات. So this is محور النقاش بتاعنا اليوم. أنا داير أبدأ في ما قرأته في راديو تمازج اليوم عن الحزب الحركة الشعبية في المعارضة. الحركة الشعبية في المعارضة which is IO. طبعا of course IO have raised their voice for a very long time that actually there is no conducive environment in the country to conduct an election. All necessarily that needed for an election كل ما يتطلب ضروريات اللي بيتطلب من قيام الانتخابات في البلد غير متوفرة. المعايير بتاعت الانتخابات غير متوفرة، وإحنا سنين وضنين ظللنا هنا في كنسان سيرة نفسها السودان أو في منابر أخرى نتحدث عن أنه لا توجد المساحة السياسية في دولة السودان الجنوبي، لأن البريزيدنت كير عاوز يحكم إلى نهاية حياته، لذلك لا توجد مساحة، ليس هنالك حرية تجمهر ولا رأي بالرأي الآخر ولا meetings عشان الناس تقدر تقدر to express opinion بتاعهم في دولة السودان الجنوبي. الآن أنا داير أبدأ بما قلنا قبل كده إنه رئيس حركة IO اللي هو شريك في حكومة الوحدة الوطنية دكتور رياض مشار، إحنا قلنا قبل كده هو في تحت الإقامة الجبرية في جوبا. بعد ما مشى جوبا في 2019 لم يزر أي منطقة من مناطق دولة السودان الجنوبي، أي كان في أعالي النيل ولا في جونغلي ولا في مناطق بحر الغزال ولايات بحر الغزال ولا ولايات الاستوائية، ما زال هو في إقامة جبرية في مدينة جوبا. وظل الحكومة يقول أنه هنالك انتخابات، هيكون في انتخابات، والمعروف أن الحركة الشعبية في المعارضة هي الحزب اللي كان جاي يجيف كمان في الانتخابات، واحزاب اخرى هيجيف في الانتخابات. They were going to be part of the election that need to be conducted coming December this year. So you are talking about what? December, now April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. So you are talking about 8 months. 8 months for election, according to SPLM-IG, President Salva Kiir Mayardit. According to them, election will be conducted the next coming, 8 months, which is actually doesn't make sense. If you do a calculation, you go through the budgeting, you go through everything, because this election actually is supposed to take place after implementation of peace agreement, revitalized peace agreement. الكان يتم إمضاؤه في خرطوم, which is September 14, 2018. هو الآن عمره أكثر من 6 سنين مما كان تم توقيع على ذلك الاتفاقية. إذن المراوغة وpolitical deception اللي كان رئيس سلفا كير بيعمل من زمان ما زال يمارسه، لأن طبعا of course ده اللي خلاه يكون في 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 في, في سلطة السنين دي كلها. فإحنا كنا يا أخي بنقول إنه رئيس الحركة الشعبية في المعارضة رياض مشار في confinement، ولكن بعض الناس بيكذبونا، بيقولوا الكلام اللي بيقولوا ده ما صح. عشان كده أنا قلت لكم في أرتكل هنا أنا لقيته في راديو تمازج، راديو تمازج بتاريخ اليوم which is امبارح بالنسبة لهم. بيتكلم إنه حزب الحركة الشعبية في المعارضة which is الحركة الشعبية IO الشريك، السكرتير العام لحزبهم بيقول يا أخي الزعيم بتاعنا في confinement، الزعيم بتاعنا في إقامة جبرية. إذن الكلام اللي احنا كنا بنقوله صح وظلنا قلنا يا الكلام ده صح، ونحن كنا بنقول يا اخي في ما في مساحه سياسيه حتى يكون في حمله انتخابيه لاي او حمله انتخابيه لاهداف اخرى الموجودين في البلد. فالسكرتير العام للحركه الشعبيه اللي هو شريك اي او اللي هو في الحكومه بيقول انه يا اخي الرئيس بتاعنا في اقامه جبريه ما بيقدر يموف freely to anywhere. Dr. Shag Machar, since he returned to Juba in 2019 from a transitional government and form a transitional government with President Salva Kiir and other group according to the 2018 peace agreement. He has since been in Juba after his return to implementation of the deal. In August 2022, first Vice President Riek Machar opened up for the first time, and he said, شوف كلام ده وقاله رياض مشار قال كلام ده في أغسطس 2022 سنتين الماضية. Vice President رياض مشار قال كلام ده according to راديو تمازج. أنا قاعد أقرأ في article في راديو تمازج. Machar opened up for the first time and said he had been, marooned and stuck in capital Juba. When asked by the radio Tamazij, about Dr. Machar, طبعا اللي ناي سكرتير العام قاعد يتكلم Dr. Riek Machar status at the press conference in Juba on Monday, which is yesterday. SPLMIO's Secretary General Regina Joseph Kaba said Dr. Riek Machar, cannot move. He is just in Juba. And when we say there is a need for a civic and political space, it is for that. Because Riek Machar cannot move. طبعا السكرتير العام للحركه الشعبيه المعارضه، الحركه الشعبيه ايوه جزء من الحكومه، بيقول احنا لما نكون عايزين political space بنتكلم عن ده، لانه الرئيس بتاعنا بتاع الحزب بتاعنا هو في confinement, cannot even travel to Turkey, cannot go to Bor, cannot go anywhere. Okay. Let us continue with حوار مع سكرتير العام للحركه الشعبيه IO. You need to move freely, according to her. You need to move freely also, and each candidate must move to see his members, and which not only his members and supporters also campaign. When we talk about the campaign, how can you do a campaign when other leader cannot move? That's the question. Very good question from Regina. The Secretary Regina Joseph, Secretary General of the SPLM-IO, she asked that question. And article goes on and on and on and talk about this is not only Riek Machar is the only person that has been confined. The other members of the SPLM-IO, actually, they cannot move freely. And she refused to mention their name because for their security reason. Okay. So, إذن كلام نحن كنا بنقول يا إخوة وأخوات إنه ما في المساحة السياسية في دولة السودان الجنوبي. ما تسمعوا كلام بتاع no brainers, the government supported. بيقول تعال if you want to participate in politics, come to Juba. How are we going to go to Juba and there is no political space? إذا كان شريك the main rival, the main political party شريك مع الحركة الشعبية في المعارضة IO والشريك في الحكومة الآن زعيم بتاع ما قادر يسافر. وباي ذا واي نائب بتاع الايو قال الكلام ده السنه اللي فاتت انه نحن الرئيس بتاعنا ما بيقدر يسافر لانه في confinement. انت you sign a peace deal and you go to Juba and then you be confined. This is the plan of الرئيس Salva Kiir Mayardit. He wanted to get them in. He wanted to get all the opposition in and then they cannot go anywhere and then he can rule to life. We said this in numerous times. لكن المشكله no brainers ما بيسمعوا الكلام ده. They are still coming around and say, oh well, if you really want to participate in politics, why don't you come to Juba? Those who are in Juba, they cannot speak. Those who are in Juba, really eager, they wanted to campaign, they wanted to contest for election, they cannot travel within the country. While the SPLM, IG, the government, they are the one campaigning. What kind of election is that, if you have to ask yourself? How can you conduct an election and there is no political space and there is no civic? Because what I mean with civic here, to educate your own supporters. انت بتبغى تتكلم على الناس اللي يصوتوا لك بعدين. What can you offer? Why are you running for election? What do you offer Why you want to be president? Because I want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 A, B, C, D. This is what I wanted to do. And then you can do more civic, how election can be conducted, البولينج، الناس اللي بيعمل صناديق وديل كله. ناهيك عن انه ما عندنا permanent constitution، وما عندنا دوائر، ما تمت رسم دوائر جغرافيه. اوكي، ديل كله. And funding, there is no funding even for political party. SPLM alone is the one that going to fund itself from, of course, the money from the country. And the other political party, they cannot. Leave alone, they come up with now new trick that actually انت لو بدأت تسجل وانت حزب سياسي ده تقود انتخابات، فما عليك الا وان تدفع $50,000. ولو ما عندك of course انت ما تسجل، ولو ما تسجل لانه انك هتكون ممنوع من الانتخابات. اوكي، دي كلها لان انا ده جالس امامكم، انا اؤمن ايمانا قاطع بانه ليس هنالك انتخابات سيجرى في دولة السودان الجنوبي، ما هيكون فيها انتخابات. انا عارف الكلام ده، ما تسمع الجوطه ده والناس دايمين يقولوا استيلا whatever كلام فارغ اللي قاعدين يقولوا ده. there is no election. الشروط التعجزيه دي كلها اللي بيقوم بها رئيس الفكير ميادين، انه يعمل تعجز للناس يعمل ريجستريشن ب 50,000، وانه يمنع الناس بتاع ايو والاحزاب الاخرى انه ما يجيبوا في انتخابات، وانه هم ذاته ما يمشي في الولايات، وانه ما يتكلموا، وانه ما يكون في مساحات سياسيه، وما يعمل ندوات سياسيه. الهدف من الكلام ده كله is to drain their energy. اوكي، والهدف من الكلام ده كله عشان نقول الناس يقول ايه خلاص انا ما دايرين انتخابات، وايوه يقول ما دايرين انتخابات، والاحزاب اخرى ما دايرين انتخابات. زي ما قال now civil society، يعني more than 70 civil society they already declared that actually ما في انتخابات. they all declared that انتخابات ما بيصير. وكمان البيس مونيتورز قالوا يا اخي انتخابات ما بيحصل في كونديوسيف ده. السلام ما نفذوه، البنود ما ينفذ، حاجات كثيره ده ما ينفذ، ما حصل عمليه بتاعت الدستور الدائم، ما حصل السنسس في كونتري اعداد سكاني، ما تم رسم الدوائر الجغرافيه، ما في كونديوسيف انفايرمنت، ما في مساحه سياسيه. دي الناس اللي كانوا مونيتورنج، الناس اللي كانوا بيراقبوا مراقبين دوليين لعمليه بتاعت سلام بتاع الخرطوم ريفايتالايز بيس اجريمنت. ده اللي بيقولوا الكلام ده. السيفل سوسايتي كمان بيقولوا الكلام ده، انه الانتخابات لا يمكن. الان ايو بيعملوا تعجز، ما بيقدر يسافروا، ما بيقدر يسجلوا، واحزاب ثانيين ما بيقدر يسجلوا لان القيمه كبيره جدا جدا. دي كلها شروط زي ما انا قلت لكم فرضها رئيس الفكير عشان يعمل عمليه تعجيزيه. والهدف من الكلام ده كله، واسمعوا الكلام ده يا جماعه، من له اذنان للسمع فليسمع. اسمعوا الكلام ده. الهدف من الكلام ده كله ان الشروط التعجيزيه دي كله انه ما يكون في ده وما يكون في ده، وتسجل بقروج وانتم ما كامبين وما اعرف. الهدف من الكلام ده كله شنو؟ عشان الناس ديل في مع بعض ايو واحزاب اخرى كان سوا ولا كان سومو وحزب او بي بي واحزاب اخرى الموجوده في دوله السودان الجنوبي، في النهايه شنو؟ يتم عجز، ناس كله يعجز ويقولوا خلاص كده ما في انتخابات، نحن خلاص بنقول كده ما في اي انتخابات. ورئيس الفكير يقول اذا طالما الناس قالوا ما في انتخابات، لان دي تاكتيك اصلا، وانا ربنا شاهد في كلام اللي انا بقوله ده وانتوا هتسمعوا بعدين. اوكي، ده تاكتيك. طالما الناس قالوا ما في انتخابات، نحن في اس بي ال ام نحن قلنا يا اخي يكون في انتخابات. طب انتخابات هيقوم كيف؟ بياتوا معايير طبعا واضح انه ما في طريقه انتخابات تقوم. اولا ما في بادجت، اولا انت ما اديت ما اديت مجال، ما اديت حريه سياسيه، ما تخلي الناس اللي يعملوا كامبين، ما كتبت الدستور دايم. اوكي، منعت الناس يسجلوا ويسجل بمبالغ باهظه جدا وما بيقدر. انت جبت الشروط التعجيزيه ده كله عشان الناس تعجز انه ما تقدر تستطيع. وبعد كده الناس تقول يا اخي ما خلاص ما نوقف انتخابات. الهدف من الكلام ده من رئيس الفكير انه عامل السيناريو ده كله. الهدف من الكلام ده the goal from all this destruction that is created، الهدف من الكلام ده عشان يعمل extension. that's all. الهدف من الكلام ده كله عشان يعمل تبديل، لانه هو عارف ما في انتخابات هيعمل. هو عارف لو في انتخابات حره ونزيهه ما بيفوز بالرئاسه. وعارف تماما الهدف من الكلام التعجزي دي كله انه بس يوصل الناس المرحله دي، وناس تقول لا يا اخي ما في حريه، ما في مساحات، ما في كده وما في. اذا يجي يقول خلاص انا عملت اللي علي. احنا في اس بي ال ام احنا اصلا عايزين يكون في انتخابات، وعشان يكون في تحول سياسي سلس. شايفين الكلام ده؟ وبعد كده يقول خلاص ما دام الحكايه كده، تعال نحن نقعد نعمل تمديد. نيجي نعمل تمديد. Now we can create an extension. And that's what he wants, actually, to give himself another extension. He might do it 3 years, he might do it 5 years, who knows? He might do it 5 years, he may do 4 years, he give up the extension. So, بس mark my words. اتذكروا كلام اللي انا قلته ده. انا قلت الكلام ده في ابريل 2 2024، ونحن ما تبقى الا 8 اشهر للانتخابات المزعومه اللي بيقال في انتخابات. ما في اي انتخابات. رئيس الفكير هيوصل الناس للمرحله دي. طالما وصلنا للمرحله دي والناس والاحزاب الاخرى يقول يا اخي لا لا، سيفل سيرفنت قال لا لا، المراقبين الدوليين بتاع السلام قالوا لا لا، ايو قالوا لا لا، والناس ثانيين قالوا لا لا، خلاص اذا وصل للهدف اللي هو عايزه. عايز يعمل تعجز، وبعد ما يعمل تعجز يقول يا خلاص اذا الناس كلها رفضت، لكن انا داير اساسا عشان يكون في شنو؟ عشان يكون في الكشن. الان احنا نعمل شنو؟ نعمل تمديد عشان يكون عنده شرعيه. period. That is the plan and he will do this plan. والله شاهد على ما اقوله. الله شاهد على ما اقوله. ده انا بقول لكم، لان لو حصل انتخابات بيعت معايير هيحصل انتخابات. لو حصل انتخابات، لو سلفا كير عمل انتخابات حره ونزيهه، انا بيعتزل الحديث عن السياسه. انا بيعتزل عديل كده الحديث عن السياسه، واخلي بس امشي اشوف لي شغل تجاره وحاجه بشكل كده. لكن I know exactly what is the plan, what he wanted to do. وانتوا بعدين وناس ما تقرا ديل وغيرهم الكلام هنا بنقوله ده this prediction هيأكد نفسه. لان احنا الراجل ده قريناه بنقراه فاهمينه كيف قاعد يحكم السلطه، كيف قاعد يحكم البلد من زمان ليوم الليله ده. الحريات السياسيه يا جماعه simple thing expression، واحنا قاعدين نتكلم عنه بيقولوا ناس قاعدين فري. شوف وين اللي حصل هسه لكولستواني. what happened to him? Okay, the former mayor of Juba, what happened to him? Why he got arrested? Who arrested him and why he got arrested? That's the question. لأن القانون اللي بيقول المتهم بريء حتى يثبت إدانته، ولو في حد ارتكب جريمة ولو يرتكب جريمة جيبوا للعدالة within 48 hours. جيبوا للمحكمة within 48 hours. It has to be brought to the judge to the court within 48 hours. هل هسه كلستواني عارفين مين اللي اعتقلوا؟ عارفين مكانته وين؟ عارفين جهاد اللي اعتقلوا وجريمة اللي ارتكبوا عشان يعتقلوا؟ عارفينه؟ لا. Why? Because it feels to them he has been making noise. He has been talking about the issues, pressing issues of the land in Juba. He has been advocate. He has been raising his voice since he was a mayor, and when he got fired, and he's also, former mayor. He has been talking and talking. Well, in constitution of the country, the حقوق الدستور كفلوا على أي مواطن عنده حق إنه يتكلم. فده حقه يتكلم. طيب لو بقى في انت بتقول يا اخي في كلام هو قال وكلام ده ما كويس، ده ما وديه المحكمه. ده كان defend himself. وديه المحكمه. Again ما في الامر كله there is no political space. There is no political space. And I hope ما تغرب النو برينس اللي قاعد يقولوا تعالوا في حريه سياسيه يقدر يتعلم من قضايا اخرون اللي تم اعتقالهم من قبل كليستو لادو، الناس اللي اعتقلوهم قبل كده. انتوا كمان المفروض تتعلموا منه انه ما في بوليتيكال سبيس في دوله السودان الجنوبي. لو اتكلمت في حقوق بتاع الشعب انت بتعتقل. كويل اقول كان معتقل، اوكي، وغيرهم كانوا معتقلين. كويل اقول مش فكوا هل ارتكب جريمه؟ هل تم محاكمته؟ في النهايه رئيس الفكير جاء قاعد كده بس وشاف ما في الامر، خلاص انا بطلقه، انا بفكه الان، لانه بعد كده هو ما بشكل خطوره لي، لانه ما في امره. هو بيشوف اي زول بيتكلم انت بتعمل civic education. You educate citizen about their right. More you talk and you are in the country, more you talk وانت في جوبا وانت في وين انت كده you are educating شعب. And you are educating about their right. And if you are educating their right, one day, they will realize that enough, they will come out and they will depose this president. And that's the only thing that they are fearful. Because diamond, azol al mind political ideology, somebody doesn't have anything to offer, it will resort to excessive powers, excessive forces. And that's what they do. لانه ما بيقدر يناقشك. They feel always threatened by other people point of views. الكلام الايديولوجي اللي انت بتبريزنت للناس ده هم عارفين انه الشعب هيقبله، وانت you are going to convince شعب، انت هتقنع الناس، وعشان تقنع الناس بكلامك ده الناس هيكونوا في اتجاهك، هيكونوا معاك. وهم ما عايزين كلام ده، عايزين بس يخموا الناس في ظلام ويويه وزفتي وكلام فارغ دي، والناس بس يكونوا عايشين في الظلمه زي ده. لحد ما البلد هسه وصل المرحله اللي هي وصلت فيها دولار بكم، والناس ما قادر تاكل، والبلد تعبان، وما بيهمهم، ما بيهمهم. عشان كده اتغلوا راجل ده، لانه ما عايزين اخرون يتحدثوا عشان يكون عبره للناس ثانيين. اتغلوا كل اقول يكون عبره للناس ثانيين، اتغلوا كثيرين والناس موتوهم عشان يكون عبره للناس اخرين، الناس ما يقدر يتكلم. اذا ما في political space in the country. There is no way you can conduct an election without civic and political space. ما بيحصل ما بيحصل ما بيحصل وما بيحصل وما بيحصل يا اخوه واخوات. وتشينج ده حاجه مهمه جدا جدا في بلدنا. احنا عايزين تشينج ده، لانه لو ما حصل تغيير بلدنا هتظل كما هي، وما يكون في تنميه، وما يكون في ازدهار، ما يكون في عداله، ما يكون في حريه، ما يكون في مساواه. I know there are some no-brainers sometimes within the country. شباب ناس also من our generation they feel like الناس اللي بيتكلموا برا ديل المفروض ما يتكلموا، نحن نتكلم. طيب يتكلموا يا اخوه، يتكلموا انتوا جوا ديل، يتكلموا. هم كمان بيقولوا يا اخي نازل ما ممكن نازل يجيب تغيير، نحن يا ابني نجيب تغيير. طيب جيبوا تغيير، احنا لا يهمنا التغيير ده يجي من زيد ولا عبيد، ما مهم. عايزين تغيير، عايزين تغيير، لان التغيير بيخلي البلد تمشي لقدام. تغيير جاء من عبيد، تغيير جاء من زيد ولا عبيد ولا زيد ولا whatever ولا الدين ولا القلواق ولا غيره، ما بيهمنا. احنا عايزين بس التغيير عشان بلدنا تمشي لقدام. كده شفتوا يعني التجربه اللي حصل في السنغال. بس how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? الانتقال السلطه دي سلسه. يعني when somebody make a mistake like رئيس السنغالي، الرئيس الماضي، انا بقول former president of Senegal، لانه خلاص السلطه سلموه امبارح for that young man. عمل شنو؟ برغم انه كان يعمل غلط، لكن صحوه، وهو سمع كلام بتاع العداله، المحكمه الدستوريه في البلد قال يا اخي ما ممكن انت تاجل الانتخابات لابد ان تقوم في ميعادها، لان الترتيبات كلها تمت. اوكي، عشان هو كان شايف نفسه كده هو زول، هو داير يجيب ما يفوز في الانتخابات. طبعا السنغال فيه term limit 2 terms that's it 2 terms الاول ما اعرف 5 سنه، تيم الثاني 5 سنه. لو فزت في التيمين ديل كل الاثنين تيم ده خلاص، بما ان انت حكمت 10 سنه انت ما يحق لك، لا يحق لك ان ترن، لا يحق لك انه تجي في الانتخابات الثانيه. اول كان داير يغير الدستور وثاني جاء داير يمد فتره بتاعه في الحكم 10 شهور، اوكي، ويأجل الانتخابات اوكي للسنه الجايه. لكن المحكمه الدستوريه رفضت، قال لا ما في كلام زي ده. There is no way we can accept for you to extend election. Election has to take place on time. It has to take place on time. I applaud them, for standing with their people. Unlike our justice, unlike our uncle justice, he's always with President Kiir. Whatever President Kiir say, yes, of course they are late, blood late, and we know that. And actually, I tend to, when people of Madinga 2 days ago, they talk about the case of Abu, the one that was raped and killed by Darfurian men, and we don't know. The case now has something fishy, because the man has been transferred from Awul to Wow for what they call for an appeal court. But an appeal court, we did not hear what happened. There is news talking about that. Actually, this guy has been smuggling out. Also, Tonga Ken last time confessed that actually case that المفروض ينفذ، لأن الزول المفروض gotta be executed already, because this is what the verdict is. But unfortunately, according to what Tonga Ken said, the governor of Northern Barkazal last time, when he was challenged by the Tanyuega at Freeman Hall, who قال يا أخي أنا الأوراق ده كله ودينا لشارج، وشارج is the one that doesn't want to do it. What do you want me to do? أنت أنا نقتل زول ولا نذبحه ولا نعمله شنو؟ الكلام بتاعه كلام غير مسؤول of course. he lost it, and he become more emotional. And if you are a politician, you cannot be like that, فنحن من خلال المنبر ده برضه بنناشد في case بتاع the young woman, the young child Abu, who has been killed in cold blood, raped and killed, and even thrown in the toilet, for Chanrei to act, because you know what, the corruption has been there for a long time, but there is a time that actually you need to wake up, because this thing it's not going to do anything with you. You just need to take this case forward, and this person we need justice to be served. This person need to be executed, because that's what the law said. That's what the verdict said. Not need to be executed, not need to be executed. I sent the video to his daughter. Achok, she's a judge. And she's a good lady, her daughter. And I don't know if she conveyed that message to her father or she did not. I did it in a good faith that I want her, to notify her father, so she can be aware what people are saying, because people are really, really, really mad, in northern Barkazal, are really, really mad about this case, because this man is supposed to be executed a long time ago. But according to Katama now, Charek is the one that holding this document, and he's not forwarding them to be signed. Okay. And while the person that actually executed 3 children in Juba, has been punished already, has been executed, according to the verdict, what we have hearing in Juba. Okay, so I tend to bring that because of this dilemma. I made a contrast with the Senegalese, because now the Supreme Court of the Senegal actually refused and upheld and said to the president, no, you have to respect the constitution and you have to respect the will of the people. So if the judge says so, let's do what the law said. Okay, so that's why election took place. Election took place in Senegal on time, and then the young man won the election. And the beauty thing about this election too, after this young man, the one that was in jail, and he came out in jail with 10 days only when he got out from the jail, he won election. So from jail to presidential palace. Look at that. Look at that beauty of democracy. President tried to play his own thing, but people did not accept it. And that's why I'm saying people of South Sudan, they need to wake up. They need to be. Now Senegal of showing us the model, of showing us, the good example. We need to take that good example too, because there are people, they've been thrown in jail for cold blood for no reason, for no reason, just simply because President Kiri wanted to continue. He doesn't want to hear any people advocating, doesn't want to hear any people talking about the right of the people. So, and what I love most, about the transition of power in Senegal, you see the president after the Supreme Court, the Constitution, court in Senegal, after they said that, okay, election will take place, election took place. The president withdrew what he would try to do, his own, suspicious corruption. It withdrew all this thing. And as I see yesterday, transition of power was so smooth, very respectful. He was so respectful to the election. It was respectful to the results, and he was respectful to a new coming president. I have an opportunity, to watch that, and I want to show my viewers too how, the new president, it was welcome to the palace, the one that coming from jail, okay, and the will of people have been respected. This is the real democracy, and that's a good example. Actually, we need, to learn from that. I want to play that clip, and just you watch with me, if you don't mind.
Bassirou Diomaye Faye, président de la République du Sénégal.
This clip is in French.
Qui est là en train de discuter avec le président Macky Sall, le président sortant.
I don't speak French. I would have,
le détachement de la garde présidentielle également est là et va rendre à la fin également les honneurs militaires au président Macky Sall qui va prendre congé juste après du président de la République Bassirou Diomaye Faye. Voilà, il représente encore, voilà, c'est le président de l'Assemblée nationale, le président Macky Sall qui est en train de faire voilà, de saluer le directeur général de la RTS, M. Racine Tala, le cabinet présidentiel, tous ses collaborateurs sont là ce matin. Le chef de l'État, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, qui raccompagne le président Macky Sall, voilà, qui part avec le sentiment du devoir accompli, avec tous les honneurs qui lui sont rendus ce matin par les forces de défense et de sécurité. Voilà, le président Macky Sall qui va maintenant prendre congé du président de la République, son Excellence Bassirou Diomaye Faye. La République est là.
Aduna ngi nii lii histoire du ko fàtte taarix du ko fàtte aduna bi du ko fàtte tey ji caméra yu bëri yu jóge ci bitim réew kii nag mooy madame Setin moom mooy ki nga xam ne itam kenn na ci ñuy toppatoo daanaka mbooleem xéewal yi ñu fiy joxe ci wàllu ay waxtu xéewlu jotee ñu mel ne sant Gueye ak Jaw itam ku ñu ñëwee ñoom la ñuy
féliciter et prier pour vous. J'ai l'honneur de vous remettre la clé symbolique du palais de la République et vous souhaite un bon séjour dans cette bâtisse.
Merci beaucoup.
Donc,
Ce sont les clés de la République, ou bien la clé du palais de la République que vient de donner le président Macky Sall au président Bassirou Diomaye Faye, qui salue le directeur général de la RTS, M. Racine Tala, et le président Macky Sall. Et voilà, les honneurs militaires, oui, les honneurs militaires. L'œil avec le détachement de la garde présidentielle, le président de la République, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, qui raccompagne le président Macky Sall, qui reçoit les derniers honneurs militaires ici au palais.
C'est le général Mohamedou Mbeng, médecin particulier du chef de l'État.
Amazing.
Madame, monsieur, bonjour. Très ravi de vous retrouver sur la télévision nationale pour cette émission spéciale.
I can stop from there. That was like, you know, you can see, you know, Salasa, you know, how the transition of power was so peaceful. So he did not say that, oh, well, I am so, and I am so, and I'm going to stay in the power. But actually was so happy, he respected the will of people of Senegal. And then he ended the power over, you know, to a new elected. And even I didn't want to play it to all. And I watched it, you know, in my private time. The outgoing president came and handed the power over. And then actually he was greeted and he was, you know, giving a word of bye-bye, and he rode his car and he left. And now the new president, now he start the new job. We hope to see that. Sometimes I call, you know, the intellectual young in my country, they have really cowered and they still believe in regionalism and clans. And that's why actually those big uncles, you know, and old uncle, they are still want to ruin our country, and they want to be buried with our country. Because there's a lot of young intellectuals, South Sudanese from all, you know, the regions of the country. But when you talk, they are even anti what we do. They don't even appreciate what we do. They are just sitting there. They are waiting for the bones from the uncles, which is really so disgusting. You know? While this power is for them, you know, the resources are for you, because resources are for all, you know, generation in the country. But until, you know, they said, until the lion learn how to ride, every story will glorify the hunter. So those uncles are always, you know, be the victorious, and they can do whatever they want to do. And they said, well, I did not do anything because these people, they did not ask for the right. And we keep educating for civil, you know, we're doing civic education always, so people of South Sudan can understand their rights. And yet, some people, they chose, you know, to close their ears. They become more selective. And some, they are waiting for the bones. And some, they're just there, you know, begging and going after uncles, you know, and say they will gain anything. But for the 19 years, you know, nothing has happened in the country. But actually, fairness, if these, you know, uncles who are not doing anything in the country, if they are removed, and then why not, you know, you, the young man, you, the one that begging now, you, the one that see there is no path for you, there will be a path for you, and there will be a way forward, and you will get the resources that, you know, you deserve, because you did not go to school for nothing. You go to school because the knowledge that you have, you want to use it to benefit your nation, to benefit your people. That's what it is. The resources that we have are more than enough. You know, forget about these uncles, you know, are using you. No, they are not. You know, it's not worth it for them to use you. It's not worth it for them to use you. You know, you will regret this because all this time is going in your age. And this time we are wasting in the nation. And this time actually we're supposed to be investing. We're supposed to be investing in agriculture, you know, building the finance, building a small, you know, production and employing people instead of bringing food outside. This is opportunity actually that we have been denied. But you, because you are condoning, you know, you are tolerating what uncles are doing, that's why we are backward. That's why we are backward. Again, as I said, there is no way you can conduct an election without political space and civic in the country. But President Kiir actually, what he wanted to do in a summary, just to make you understand what he wanted to do, creating all these obstacles and distractions and no registration. It has to be high. You have to pay $50,000. There is no political space. You cannot have expression in the country. There is no debate. No. And you cannot travel and talk about politics. Otherwise, you'll be arrested. And Riek Machar attests to that. The IO attests to that. And the reason behind all this, President Kiir wanted to get you to that point that IO said, okay, well, if there is no freedom of expression, we cannot move, we cannot talk. How election is going to be possible? No election. We are not going to run for election. The other party will say the same thing. The civil society already have said that. The peace, monitors have already said that. And then President Kiir said, oh, wow, this is what I was planning, actually. This is what I was planning, for them to say no election. And now, since they are coming now that they're saying that there is no election, okay, we can say we need an extension. And that's what he's aiming for, to do an extension so he can give himself more time, so he can give himself another legitimacy to remain in power. That's what it is exactly. That's what his plan. And we should not accept that. And you should not accept that. Because all this time, wasted on the children of South Sudan, waste on the resources of South Sudan. All this time, 19 years, we would have been a country that actually people we are proud of, and we have something. We create more jobs, but he will not. As long as he's there, he will not allow this to happen. And the only way that we can change that is for us to come together and reject this and say enough is enough. You are not making any extension. Since you said there is no election, you need to leave. That's it. Okay, you have enough time, okay, to implement peace agreement. You did not implement it. Okay, go away. You and the peace deal, okay, it's done. And now South Sudan can come up with their own modalities, We can sit down, we can have a constitution, conference, and we can have a real interim period, that to have a government of technocrats that actually, without Salva Kiir, without Riek Machar, a government that actually will put, constitution that will guarantee fundamental right to the people of South Sudan. Watch carefully, listen to me carefully. To put that constitution, a government that actually is going to do census, a government that is going to work on, drawing a geographical constituency in the country, because there is no way you can represent people without, constituencies. These are supposed to be the mandate of that government, to have a strong setting, to have a good foundation. That should be the new beginning. That's what we are going to do. That's their mandate. And that government, actually, those who will be in that government, they cannot run for any election whatsoever. That's the way that they can do their job better. Because now if you allow them, say, oh, well, these people also, they are running interim period, they are writing a constitution, they are setting up a system in the country, they will be conducting an election, right? And then also they are individual within that government. They are going to run for the government, and then there will be more corruption. We don't want that corruption. And that's why their mandate is just to write constitution, as I said, to do the census in the country, draw geographical constituencies, okay, and then conduct election. Conduct election after their time. Conduct presidential election, parliamentary election, and local election. And that from there, they can hand the power over to new elected, administration. That's the way forward. Can be the way forward in the mess that we have in our country. This is the only way forward. No more extension. There is no election whatsoever. We know it. No more extension, because if cares make any other extension, our country, the security deteriorated. People are dying more sanction, more problems. And then let me tell you this, trust me, when we have that a new technocratic government has a specific mandate that I mentioned, just have that mandate that I mentioned, you know what is going to happen? The international community is going to be open to us, South Sudan. Okay, now South Sudan has a new era, and then the international community would be able to open. It would be open, if we needed a loan from IMF, okay, we can use that loan not to give to sellers, the people, but we can build infrastructure, build freeways, for instance. We take a loan, and because we have a collateral in our country, we have oil, we have agriculture, we have all this, and we take that loan, for instance, we want to, farm and make it a policy. We take that loan to do a developmental project, like what America did with the European. Do you remember the Marshall Plan after the Second World War? America actually built the Germany and all this thing, with their money. Now we kind of need that Marshall Plan, okay? But we borrow that money, and we do a plan that actually we are going to get our country of chaos that in, and property, and build a school, build a strong education system, a strong institution in the country. And from there, we can move forward. I think this is the only way out. But we should not accept any extension whatsoever, because this is what is going to end with. Kir is going to end with that. With all this dilemma that he's creating now, is going to end, well, we want to do extension in the country. That's what he's aiming for right now. That's why he's coming with obstacles here and obstacles there, and confining people, within the country. The opposition leaders are confined. They cannot travel. You cannot talk to the people. You cannot educate people, because when you educate people, people are going to talk. Said, well, there is another opinion here, and these people, they are making sense. This is what President Kiir doesn't want. President Kiir, President Jahal, he doesn't want people to know anything, President illiteracy. That's what it is. He wants people to be illiterate, just like that. No, have you heard in the President Kiir actually, embrace education or embrace development? No, he wants people to be like that, in darkness. So whatever I mentioned, this is the way forward, my dear brothers and sisters. This is from my perspective, and I think this can work. It can work in our country. This country can be stabilized security-wise, because we need to be stable, So he's going to end up with this. Again, there is an election without, you cannot conduct an election without civic and political space. And this is what they're doing. It's just to exaggerate, and exhaust everybody. And when you end up exhausted, khalas, and then it will say, okay, let's do an extension. And you will hear this. You will hear it. Thank you. Please go ahead and share this live broadcast. Share it on groups, share it on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe our channel, John Cormayol, on the YouTube. Thank you, and I will see you again in 2 days, in 1 day, next week. Okay? We will continue with this struggle. We cannot give up. We cannot give up. Thank you, and have a good day.